Right. Are you ready, my dudes, for the start of the FlatOut 2 career? Because I sure as hell am. And this is basically our garage screen, more or less. As you recall from the introduction, I chose the Roma to start with, and I think that was probably the best starter car I could have used to open this up. So, we've got 2 cups to do here. We've got the Derby Initiation Cup and the Sunday Smash Derby. I should be able to get at least $2,000 from beating both of these. However, before I move on to level 2, I probably need to do some grinding in both these cup events. At least twice, maybe 3 times if I really feel like it. But anyway, let's go with the Derby Initiation Cup. And where if we win, we'll get 900 credits. 700 credits for second, and 400 credits for third. I almost accidentally mumbled there. Anyway. Starting with Pine Grove 1. Starting near the BMX stunt track, the road takes you through a narrow gorge, which can prove interesting if you are in the middle with a large bunch of cars. Oh yeah, I did actually set this run before, but I ultimately decided to just start the game over again because, well, my capture card was giving me issues for whatever reason. I checked to see if the solid state drive was fine. It was. So I basically just got rid of a few video files from my capture card. And now, here's to hoping everything from here decides to run smoothly. Hold on a second. I think I have diagnosed the problem. It was because I was running with 50 FPS instead of 30 FPS. Even though I still technically produce my videos in 50 FPS, but fuck it, it's fine. I don't think the frame rate is really going to change the quality that much, as long as it works. Basically, as long as it works, that's the only thing I really care about, and already I have wrecked. Almost immediately. Oh yeah, I should also mention we do actually get falling debris from the gorge. As I run Sally into a tree, and I also hit a tree. Thankfully this time, I do not run headfirst into a tree. And I also hit the billboard, and I get forced into a wall by Jason. Fuck you. I think it's Jack who's leading us, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it is Jack. And I'm in the tree once again. I was actually going really well on my first attempt. But then, because I had to reset the game as well as a few other things, it now feels like that good run I had before has now pretty much gone to shit. And I get a slam star. And I am in trouble again. However, it's a 3-lap race, so I should be able to get out of trouble pretty quickly. As I get another slam, this time on Sophia. And it looks like this race is actually getting pretty interesting compared to before, where I basically just dominated the field. But this time around, that's actually not the case. At least I don't appear to be as dominant as I was before. But because of my truck's durability, I'm probably not too surprised to say that I practically am pulling away from the rest of the field with regards to just how fast I am right now. Which I have got to say is pretty fast. And it looks like it is just me and Sophia up at the front. Although she now wrecks, so that just leaves me at the front. And not able to increase top speed. Looks like it's a deadlock at 101. And I'd say we're doing okay here. And I am in the wall. Can I get moving again? Yes, I can. I lose a little bit of time there, but I do also manage to at least get myself moving again without having to reset. It is also nice to know that when it comes to resets in this game, instead of just being reset from a standing position, the game actually resets you and basically gives you a push start, instead of you having to basically fire the car under your own power. I think that's actually really cool. I really do. And I finish by slamming into a tree. And a pretty comfortable win in the end over Sophia. Katie finished 3rd, Sally 4th, Frank in 5th, then we had Jack finishing 6th, Jason 7th, and Ray finishes 8th. So, let's get our replay, since that's partly the reason why we're here, to begin with. I think I should get the bulldozer reward, because I technically did do a lot of the scenery wrecking, if you will. I should have done enough to probably get that reward. It's also good to know that in the first race I did actually get 2 slams as well. Even though I technically slammed into 2 separate cars, but either way, well, 2 separate opponents if we're being more specific, but either way, it was still fun. Even though we're not exactly into the chaotic stages of the game yet, where we absolutely have to go hell for leather with our competition as much as we do the racetrack. But at this time, however, I can pretty much just afford to have fun. And once I got into the lead, it was almost inevitable that I was gonna end up dominating, because the AI simply made one too many mistakes, and that was ultimately what stopped them from beating me. Oh yeah, that was when I gave the slam to Sophia, wasn't it? I think that was the second one. Anyway, I'll get up to the end of the second lap and then I think that'll do it for thumbnail evidence. Getting a few close-ups, but not really getting enough close-ups to actually make any daring shots. It's kind of what I expected, in all honesty. I'll probably just focus on the close-ups, knowing me. And we cannot change the view either. Okay, well, I think that's enough. Let's now move on to race 2, as I scored victory in the end by 7.4 seconds over Sophia. But anyway. And we get a description of Sophia. An ice-cold professional racer. And just as we did before, we get 200 credits, this time for 2 slams instead of a super flip. And the best lap I set that time around, unlike before, was a 1 minute 15.55, whereas my previous record was a 1:11.7. And I got 3 out of 4 of the top driver awards. Or rewards, I should say. So I got 500 credits for the best wrecker. So I got 500 credits for being the best wrecker. Jason got 300 for the blast master. I got the fastest lap, and I also got the bulldozer. Turns out you can actually wreck your way to a win. Anyway, those are the points. Now we go on to race 2. And where hopefully this time whatever problems I had before, I will not have them again. As we are at Farmlands 2. This route takes you into the rural areas, cutting through a homely farmyard and amongst the peaceful scenery. Again, I did do a run in this cup before, but because I chose to reset the game and basically delete and recreate my profile, I figured it was just easier to start this over from square one, since I had only really done one event prior to that. It made sense if you think about it. Anyway, already getting some dosh on the board by hitting the fence, and hopefully that should manage to give me some easy credits early on. We'll wait and see what happens as I run into the back of Sally, and I slam into Sophia. I now slam into Katie, and I hit the Armco. But either way, we are doing okay for now. Frank is the leader, and I think I should be getting past him pretty soon, as long as that doesn't happen too many times. As we're back on the asphalt again. Frank is still the leader. Couldn't quite get the slam on him, but I was going for it. I was definitely going for it the way I was trying to aim for him. And I'm not as stable as I was before. And trying to throw the block on Sophia, but as a result I cost both of us. Probably wasn't going to work either way because we both ended up in the ditch. I now know that's one area you are not supposed to hit. But anyway. And running into more debris, and I do get a slam bonus for hitting Frank, as I now take over the lead from behind, and hopefully this is where we will manage to successfully walk away with a win. And I am now well clear of everyone else. So this win is definitely mine, the way things are looking. And I also set a new lap record. Cool. So, victory in the end by 11.5 seconds over Jason. Sophia was 3rd, Katie 4th. Frank, after leading most of that race, wound up finishing 5th. After I slammed him out the way, Jack 6th. Then we had Ray finishing 7th, and it was Sally who finished in last. As I won in the end by 11.5 seconds. Okay, moving on. One cup down, and we still have many more to go. So only one slam this time compared to the 2 slams I got before. But that's okay, because we still get the overall winnings. And I get another 100 credits for the fastest lap. Sally got the best wrecker reward and also the Blastmaster reward, and it was Frank who got the bulldozer reward. So 2 for 2 for me and the Roma. Sophia 2nd, Katie 3rd, Jason 4th, Frank 5th, Jack 6th, Sally 7th, and Ray finished in last. So 20 points to me, 14 to Sophia, 11 points to Katie, and 10 points to Jason. And we also had a tie for 6th between both Jack and Sally. Okay, moving on. And another 900 credits for winning. And we got the 2 gold race trophies. And as a result, we have now unlocked the high jump in our events category. And we're now up to 2200 credits. So, second time around, I got off to a better start than I thought I was going to get off to. But either way, 1 event is down, and we still have another 7 to go. However, the real question is going to be how I will get the money. I'll figure something out. But anyway, the Derby Initiation Cup is now done, and next time we will be doing the Sunday Smash Derby, coming in the next episode.
You love the rush,